Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and when I'm not watching 1992 Space Movie, I'm having a good old time talking about cool trending stuff that I find on the internet. Now the last couple days, Lola Bunny has been trending. For those of you people who have no idea what Lola Bunny is, let me explain her from a near boomer myself. When I was growing up, one of the biggest movies ever was like Space Jam, which was an awesome CGI live action flick with big basketball stars and big cartoon stars. And this was a movie that pretty much defined a lot of childhoods out there, but it also defined a lot of early moments where children had asked themselves the age-old natural question, am I potentially a little furry myself? You see, Lola Bunny was designed to be Bugs Bunny's girlfriend, and they made her relatively attractive in the movie, okay? She came up with hot short shorts and, crop top or whatever you want to call it and played along. And, for a lot of people, they looked at Lola Bunny like, maybe if I think hard enough, I can get off to this. People who to this day are not furries actually will get off to Lola Bunny. That is their first, as some people would claim. So it's kind of a phenomenon. And why this is trending is because recently Space Jam 2 is going to come out somewhere in July, streaming to HBO Max, and we finally saw the epic redesign of Lola Bunny. Now, this was basically more important than the second coming of fucking Christ in this case, so we're going to look at this, analytically. Now, I haven't rewatched Space Jam, so again, I don't really know which version of Lola Bunny I'm looking at that's proper. I'm not going to go back and analytically assess every single scene. We're just going to go with what I have here. Now, right here, Exhibit A, we actually have Lola Bunny in her natural habitat. Of course, as you can see, people consider her pretty attractive. I'm almost considered her proportions are like Barbie, which are fucking unrealistic. But yeah, if you gave me a couple shots of whiskey, maybe, just maybe, I might empty the Colgate. But it's not a certain. Now, Exhibit B in this tweet and this assessment is the new Lola Bunny redesign. Now, ignore the image to the left. This is Lola Bunny, but except some nun on DeviantArt drew it. And I'm saying none because this is softcore by DeviantArt standards, okay? And like super heckin' softcore by Rule 34 standards. Now, if we look to the right, this is the new Lola. Now, again, I'm not looking at, what everyone's confused about. I actually consider this version of Lola to be like a Fiverr version, which is like where the redesign is literally done with a budget of a box of Lucky Charms. If you actually look at Lola Bunny, she's got no fucking knees, by the way. This is like the real scary thing. Lola Bunny literally stands on two popsicle sticks. Lola Bunny's face is a little bit different. I think Lola Bunny has been smoking a bit of the good old kush. I think Lola Bunny has a bong hitting somewhere. I think Lola Bunny tokes like no tomorrow. There's something going on with the face, and I have no idea about it. I think the hair is a little different. Like, she's got this section going on, but I guess they forgot to draw in, like, anything towards the back. She's got a bit of a different design going on with her uniform, Toon Squad. But most importantly, for the astute in the audience, they have removed Lola Bunny's, rabbit titties all the way over there. So if you're going to watch, the new movie, any hope for you to touch your hawk to rabbit titties have been removed. Now, I'm going to get to all this in a little bit. I'm actually going to go with the reason why they removed the rabbit titties themselves. Now, according to the new director for the movie, Malcolm D. Lee, who decided when he spoke to Entertainment Weekly, Lee said he was caught off guard by the very sexualized depiction of Lola Bunny. I 100% agree, Lee. All right, when I see how sexy they made Lola Bunny, of course it catches me off guard. You can absolutely tell he knew that there were some dudes getting off to that whole rabbit shebang. He probably realized there were some people around him watching. That probably tickled their hawk to this rabbit. So he and the crew behind the film decided to rework her appearance. Now, this is 2021, Lee said. Well, I'm glad we know what fucking year it is. It's important to reflect the authenticity of strong, capable female characters. Now, this is actually a bit of an interesting, thing. I'm not going to go, full political channel on you. I actually don't understand the big deal about having, large knockers and people considering them a lack of intelligence. Like, I almost find it a little bit offensive. Who's to say that you can't have a mega scientist with slightly larger assets? That just seems really offensive to me. It almost feels like these people want to tell me that big titties have like a beta blockers in them that prevent any form of intellectual happenings up in the brain. So I don't know what it's all about. Seems quite offensive. In fact, there's somebody who can actually, describe this better than I can, which is this Twitter user. I don't care that Lola Bunny is dressed less sexy in Space Jam 2. I don't care either. I'm not going to jerk off to a rabbit anytime soon. But I am unbelievably exhausted by the idea that the way you communicate that a female character is to be taken seriously is by removing her boobs. That's actually, you know, it's just wild right there. It has been so damaging to spend my whole life being fed the message that I'm inherently because you see that last line. I actually feel genuinely bad. Now this is getting a little bit depressing. So let's up the positivity over here. You know, it's getting to a point where I'm pretty sure if Porky Pig is going to be into a movie, all right, they might reduce some of his, you know, thickness going around over here, which is a bit offensive. Look, I know that ass ain't kosher, boy, but that ass is right there for the picking, let me tell you. Somebody should tell Porky Pig, though, this is 2021. You can buy fucking pants through Amazon in a pandemic. You don't have to run around half fucking naked. Now, to come back to it, all right, I feel like when we look at the whole Lola Bunny thing, everyone's just memeing around. You know, I actually texted my mom shortly before this video about what she thought of this redesign, and I asked her, you know, is Lola Bunny fappable? And she hasn't responded to me. In fact, I think I'm pretty much disowned, but you know, that's a story for another time. On a more like intense, serious note, when I look at the fapping, you know, capabilities of Space Jam 2, obviously it's good. The chance for an erection happening during this movie has went from 93% to maybe like 7% out there. There's gonna be some dudes that are, and girls that are gonna get off to this stuff, okay? This will happen, but the chances of it have been drastically diminished. I think personally, I would probably admit to committing several federal crimes before I ever get onto the point where I admit that I got off to a cartoon animal. But you know, this redesign is just weird to me. I don't know why they had to go that hard in reducing I don't know why the breast reduction surgery had to like fucking go dial up to 11. I feel like if they gave her some chesticles going on over there, it would just be fine. You know, if I think about it, it takes me back to when people complained about like the FF7 Tifa breast reduction surgery as well, which is what I'm going to call it every time this happens. You know, when people said they made Tifa less sexier. Listen, in that case, all right, I don't know how people were getting off to a PS1 game where every character looked like they were 5 fucking pixels. But whittling on back from Final Fantasy VII back to like back to this good old movie, Lola Bunny, you know, back in the day when I was a younger person, times were a little bit different. Lola Bunny could have big knockers, and that's what everyone came to the theater to pretty much watch. It was a very, very weird surprise for some of the people in the audience. But nowadays, Lola Bunny is going to come to HBO Max, where she is definitely G-rated for everyone out there. I don't understand why we had to go this hard on unsexualizing a fucking rabbit, but we have, and that's pretty much how the market plays out. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you in the comment section below what you think about Lola Bunny's redesign. I would gladly love to read your comments. And, you know, if there are some people out there that are still considering this to be an absolute abhorrent character redesign, I'm going to have to ask you a question again as to how important this actually really is. Because quite honestly, it's an animated movie about fucking basketball players and cartoon characters, and if we're going to focus this hard on anthropomorphic rabbit titties, then we have a lot more questions to ask personally, boys. I think we have to have a group fucking therapy session. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.